What is going on? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today I want to give you a quick overview of the data points, technicals, and where I see things going with Faraday. But before I get into any of that though, make sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. With that said, let's get right to it. So currently it is up 1.95%. Today does have reduced hours, so just be aware of that. As far as volume, it's pretty good for obviously a Monday reduced hours and long weekend kind of thing. So 36 million for volume, 95 is the average. And based on this, I want to go over some of the data points and some of the latest updates. At the time of doing this video, there hasn't been any SEC filings, no press releases since my last update, and the last actual PR that did come out was the fact that they did secure 105 million in funding, and that's linked to this recent S3 that did come out on June the 16th. So in reality, it's just a little bit more of an anticipation for the phase 2, which is upcoming in August. And in my opinion, who isn't a financial advisor, so you guys always do your own due diligence, but I do feel the closer we do get to August, the more the stock price will go up, because I do feel that there's going to be a little bit more of a FOMO aspect to Faraday, because given all the data points and so forth, there is a lot of anticipation that it can easily go up very fast. And of course, looking back at the chart, it can and has shown good strength in the past to do so, exactly that. So let me know you guys' thoughts on that. So I'll start off with some of the data points, starting off with options activity. So currently there is a grand total of $7,000 in call premiums being purchased versus a measly $273 in puts being purchased. So based on this, people are anticipating that Faraday is going to go up. When it comes down to options activity though, it doesn't necessarily move the stock price. It's just more of a sentiment, but clearly based on this, people are, like I said, betting the fact that it is going to continue to go up closer to August. As far as looking at some of the chains as well, it looks like around the tail end of July, so kind of targeting that FOMO aspect as well. As far as big money getting in, there hasn't been any big transactions over $100,000 since June the 30th, which unfortunately is kind of been the thing for Faraday for a while. Obviously, all this right here on the 23rd was just institutions rebalancing their portfolios, but a lot of institutions don't generally like Faraday, such as, or technically any company that is pre-production, pre-revenue. They would rather wait for confirmation of production before they really back up the bus and start to buy. So this is why phase 2, phase 3, and everything is very, very important. And as you can see right here, this recently came out, it looks like yesterday, and it talks on pricing pre-orders. So it does go over how 309,000 was announced in May. And a lot of people were kind of thrown back by that, saying that that's too expensive. Even though they are only producing 300 units, a lot of people said that's too expensive. Personally, I do feel that it is kind of high, but at the same note, with them only producing 300 units, it kind of has that whole rarity aspect to that as well. So I do feel that that 309 could be very much done, in my own opinion, of course. So I do feel that it is all very much just correlated and grouped together. So as soon as they start hitting these milestones of selling and phase 2, phase 3, and just start to ramp up where they don't and aren't really reliant on debt, this is where you will see a very big rush of institutional investors getting in. But in the meantime, you do see a lot of retail investors starting to get back in today, because of course, when it comes down to Faraday, if there is a good piece of news that does come out, this could easily go up, because Stochastic is currently at 2, which is considered very oversold. So if there's a good piece of news, like I said, that isn't really correlated to maybe debt or an S3 dilution or whatever it might be, then this is where you could see a very good value rally. In addition to that though, some points to really watch for, with it being 1.5% up, it is currently trading between this S1 and the pivot. It did try to break out today, so it did actually touch this pivot of almost about 22 cents, so very, very close to that. So unfortunately, it didn't really have enough, but keep in mind, based on the technicals, it doesn't really take much for Faraday to go up. And when it does go up, it goes up very, very fast, as you can tell based on here. So in reality, I do feel that it can easily go up, especially as it comes closer to August. You're going to have a little bit more of a FOMO. In between, or while we wait, I guess, until August, most likely it is going to touch this S once around this 19 cent mark, but that's just my own opinion. but I do feel it needs to touch this, and then from there it can easily break past this pivot, R1, R2, because like I said, it did bounce off of this pivot. But when it comes down to it, I'll give you guys a quick overview of what shorts are doing. So right now, short score is currently 79, utilization is 95.05%, and currently what shorts are doing, they are increasing 119.65 thousand shares. 21.38% of the free float is being shorted, so that's kind of fairly high as well. So obviously, like I said, everything is correlated. As soon as they actually start to really ramp up on production, operations, and kind of the risk goes down, this is where shorts will just naturally leave on their own accord. So like I said, 21.38% is fairly high. 254.8 million shares overall are being shorted. Cost to borrow average is 11.07%. So that's kind of average, if you want to call it that. It has gone down quite a lot over the last 2 weeks though, so just be aware of that. So like I said, as far as short term, I do feel that it needs to consolidate, push back down to around the 19-cent range, and then from there it can hopefully gain enough momentum to try again at that pivot point and break above that, because currently looking on the actual chart, it is lower percentile of the Bollinger Band and also below this 50-day moving average. And like I've said in the past, that 50-day moving average is generally a very big positive aspect for Faraday on the technicals at least. The only reason why this got killed right here was because of that recent dilution announcement. So on the same day, they announced a potential reverse stock split and as well that S3, so dilution. In reality, they kind of killed their own momentum, unfortunately, because as you can see looking back over here, when it did get past this 50-day moving average, it goes up very, very fast. So it does have a lot of good potential. Just in the short term, you have to anticipate a little bit more volatility, but I do really like Faraday, and I think that bigger things might be coming. Let me know you guys' thoughts on that. Do you guys disagree? Do you guys think that I am right? Or what's your take on that? And give yourself a shout out in the comments below if you have been buying, selling, holding. What have you guys been doing, at least in the short term, and where do you guys see things going? Do you think that this is going to get over $1 higher? What is your take on all of this? Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. Take advantage of this promo. It actually has been extended up until I think July the 15th, and that is a free promo right here. So sign up for a free account, you get one free stock. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. And as you can see, throw $100 at the account, you get 5 free stocks plus a $100 cash reward, which is legitimately the pure definition of a free promo. So click on the link in the description below or the comments, sign up for a free account with Moomoo. So with that said, I appreciate you guys watching, and let's all make a lot of money on Faraday.